I hate the holiday party idea. I hate them, and I know that might sound harsh, but stay with me, because there's a reason I think this way. There are really two types of employers out there. The first type loves parties. They do holiday parties, Top Golf Fridays, happy hours after work, team dinners, all of it. The idea is bonding, culture, morale. And on paper, that sounds great. But the second you look at it through the lens of someone who deals with risk and liability for a living, you start seeing a very different picture. Because here's what I think about immediately. People are drinking, people are driving home, and now you've got employer liability hanging over them. The entire event, that's not me being paranoid, that's me being realistic. These are the kinds of things lawyers think about all the time. Then there's the second kind of employer, the kind I put myself in. The kind who says, hey, do you actually want a party where we all spend even more time together after already spending 40+ hours a week together? Or do you want money? And I've asked that question enough times to know the answer. People want cash every time. They don't want to hit golf balls. They don't want chicken wings. They want money. They want flexibility. They want to decide for themselves how to use their reward for the year they just put in. So I stopped asking, because the answer doesn't change. Here's what I think a good employer should do. First, you put the employee bonus money aside, and you do not touch it. That money is earned. That money belongs to the employees. It is not a slush fund for team building, and it is not a substitute for gratitude. Then, if you really want to throw a party, you do it out of your own pocket, out of what would have been your take-home money, not the employees. Those two things should never be mixed, ever. Because when you sacrifice employee money for a party, what you're really saying, whether you mean to or not, is that the employer's idea of fun matters more than the employee's actual needs. And beyond that, parties come with real legal risks that most people don't even think about. Work holiday parties are usually considered work-related events, even if they're after hours, even if attendance is technically optional, even if nobody clocks in. If the event serves a business purpose, morale, retention, culture, then it can be tied back to employment. That means injuries at the party can become the employer's problem. Harassment claims that happen at the party can become the employer's problem. And alcohol-related incidents? Those are some of the most dangerous. Let me give you a real example so you understand how serious this can get. In 2009, a hotel in Del Mar, California hosted a holiday party for its employees. Alcohol was served. One employee, a bartender, showed up already having been drinking and continued drinking at the event. Later that night, after the party was over, he drove a coworker home. On the way, he was driving at extreme speeds over 100 miles per hour and crashed into another vehicle. The driver of that other car was killed. The employee's blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. The employee went to prison. But that wasn't the end of it. The victim's family sued the employer, and the court found that the employer could be held liable because the holiday party was a work-related event that created the conditions leading to the accident. Think about that. The crash didn't happen at the party. It happened later. But the connection was enough. That is the kind of risk employers take on when they host these events, especially when alcohol is involved. And most employees have no idea that this kind of exposure even exists. Now compare that to a cash bonus. A cash bonus doesn't put anyone on the road. It doesn't involve alcohol. It doesn't create harassment risk. It doesn't require attendance. It doesn't force people to give up personal time. And it doesn't open the door to lawsuits. It just says, thank you. Employees can use that money to pay rent, buy gifts, travel, save, invest, do whatever actually improves their lives. And that, to me, is real appreciation. If an employer still wants to host something social, fine. Make it truly optional. Make it small. Make it safe. And most importantly, don't take it out of employee compensation to do it. Because when you blur that line, you turn what should be a reward into a source of resentment. From where I sit, the best employers understand this, respect people's time, respect their autonomy, and respect their compensation. A party might look generous. Cash actually is. So yeah, I hate holiday parties, and if you give me the choice, I'll take the money every single time. Let me know what you think. Would you rather have a holiday party or a bonus?